Hey everybody, today we're going to be learning how to identify flat key signatures. So when all we're given is the key signature with a bunch of flats on it, how do we figure out what the name of the key is? The key to this is, get it? The key? That was good. Is the order of flats. So we've been using a saying to remember the order of sharps, and that saying is Father Charles goes down and ends battle. So that means that whenever the sharps appear in the key signature, they're always going to appear in this order. The same is true for the order of flats, except we just reverse the saying. So the saying for the order of flats is battle ends and down goes Charles's father. And you can remember that the phrase for the order of flats starts with B for battle by remembering that a flat looks like a small b. Then that can help you remember to start with battle for the order of flats. Battle ends and down goes Charles's father. So that means whenever the flats appear on the staff, they're always going to go in this order. B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, F flat. So if we have 3 flats, it's always going to be B flat, E flat, A flat. If we had 1 flat, it'll always be B flat. We'll never skip any in this order. We'll never go out of order. We will always add flats in this order. So in order to identify the flat keys, we're going to use a method called the back one method. This is similar to a method that I've talked about with sharp keys called the skip one method, except instead of skipping forward, we're going to go back. So I've got my order of flats here: B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, and F flat. And let's say we're given this key. We've got 4 flats in this key. So the first thing that we need to do is figure out what the last flat is. And there's 2 ways that you could do this. You could either look at the key signature and say, well, there's 4 flats, and you could count to the 4th letter. 1, 2, 3, 4. So our 4th letter here is D. Of course, the other thing you could do is just simply look at the staff and know that that is D flat. Either way, you end up with the same answer. Now we need to figure out the name of the key. All we're going to do is go back one. That brings us to A. But the name of the key is not actually A. A, in fact, is a sharp key. So in order to get the name of the key, we have to do what I call flattering the key. That is, we're going to add a little flat next to it. Flat keys need a little bit of extra encouragement, so we're going to flatter them. And all our flat keys, except for one, which I'll mention in a moment, is going to have this little flat sign next to it. So this key is the key of A flat major. A flat major has 4 flats. Let's look at another example. So I have a new key here. This one has 6 flats. So once again, I have 2 options here. I can either count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C flat. Or I can simply just look at the staff and know that this right here falls on the C space. And so this is, in fact, a C flat. Now that we have the name of our final flat, we're going to go back 1. And that gets us to G. But is the name of our key G major? No! Flats need a little bit of extra hyping up, so we're going to flatter the key. This is the key of G flat major. That A looks like a 9. Yay. G flat major. So that is the way to find the name of a flat key when all we're given is the key signature. But I did mention before that there is kind of one funky exception where we don't get to flatter the name, and there's a really good reason why. So right here we've got a key signature with 1 flat. Of course, it's going to be really easy to figure out what our flat is. It is a B flat, which you can figure out either by counting to 1, or you can look at it and just know that this is on the B line, so it's a B flat. But now we're in an interesting situation where if we go back 1, we actually wrap around to the end. So this is the key of F major. Notice I didn't add a flat here because it's a little extra where you have to go all the way back around to find the name of the key. We are not going to flatter the key. Doesn't deserve to be flattered because it was extra. So F major is the name of the key, no flattering. So to review, when using the back one method to find the name of a key, we are going to, step 1, identify the last flat. You can do that in 2 ways, either by counting the number of flats on the staff and then counting that many flats in the order of flats, or by simply looking at the staff and knowing which line or space the flat falls on. Then we're going to, step 2, go back 1 in the order of flats. So once you've identified the last flat on the staff, let's say, for example, it's D flat, we're going to go back 1 in the order of flats. And that gives us at least part of our final answer. But remember, step 3, we need to flatter the key by adding a flat sign, the little b, except in the key of F. Remember, in the key of F, we have a special case where we've only got 1 flat, and in order to find the name of the key, we have to go back 1, but go back all the way over here. And because we had to work a little extra hard, the key of F does not get flattered, so all we get is F major. And that is how you can identify flat key signatures.